Yo, what's going on YouTube, and welcome back to Goal Line Hockey. It's your boy Kevin Forte, and today we are taking a look at the Edmonton Oilers and the one thing that they need to do here in 2023. So the Edmonton Oilers are kind of an interesting team. You know, this is a team that, for the most part, a lot of people have expected that should maybe be in the conversation for winning the Pacific Division and potentially going on a long playoff run. You know, it's hard to deny the two-headed monster there, and Draisaitl and McDavid is probably one of the best duos, is the best duo in the National Hockey League here in 2023. So, when you look at this team, what is their real weakness? Now, really, there's two main weaknesses. You know, obviously their offense is very good, but it comes at a cost. Their defense is not necessarily that great. Goals for is fourth in the National Hockey League. Great. Again, they score a lot of goals. But their defense is a little bit lacking. They're 22nd in the National Hockey League, which is bottom 10 in the league. Not to mention, you know, that defense is a little bit sus. And the goaltending has not been great. Right now, their goaltending through this group, Jack Campbell has been awful. And I really feel bad for him. He is a good guy. From everything I've heard since he was in LA, since he's been with the Leafs, you know, and even into Edmonton, he's a really good dude. And this is a guy that I think everybody wants to see successful. Maybe except Flames fans and Canucks fans, but other than that, I think everybody wants to see Campbell do well. He's got an .876 save percentage and a 3.90 goals against average, which is that's not good. That is something you expect from a bad backup. And he's played in 16 games this year, and just, you know, he's got 8 wins, and just it hasn't worked out for him. And it's gotten to the point where Stuart Skinner, who last year everybody was, you know, kind of memeing him for some of those ugly goals he was giving up, you know, just mental breakdowns, really, where he just didn't look right. You know, if there's one way to look at this, you know, the casualty of Jack Campbell has allowed Stuart Skinner to come in and play quite well. He's got more games than Campbell. He's got 23 games, 12 wins. His save percentage is a .917, which is very impressive, and a 2.78 goals against average. Like I said, this is a guy in Stuart Skinner that has struggled immensely in his NHL career with the Oilers, and it seems like he's finally figured it out, which is great. It's really, really nice to see. You know, he's from Edmonton. He grew up in Edmonton, born in Edmonton. It's great to see him succeeding with the hometown Oilers. And, you know, you look at his last couple years, it's been a little bit up and down. But this year has definitely left something where, you know, if he can continue this trend, this is what the Oilers needed, you know. And I think that if you look at what the Oilers need for 2023 is a competent goaltender. And at this rate, Stuart Skinner can be that guy. And is this something that's necessarily, you know, sustainable? Maybe, you know. Goalies take a little bit longer to develop. And you guys remember the last 2 years, he's been 22, 23 years old. That's still very young as a goaltender. So he's starting to figure it out. You know, he's a former third-round pick back in 2017. He's got 37 games under his belt. This is a guy that is playing quite well, but it is kind of hard to say how long this will last because he's putting up career numbers right now. This is something we haven't seen from him in his first year with the Oilers last year. So, again, we'll see what happens, but I think the Oilers' biggest thing, they need to fix the defense, and I think some of that is just some of those guys getting healthy that they do have there in Edmonton. They have a couple of pretty big injuries to the blue line right now. Philip Broberg is out with an ankle injury. He's expected to be back hopefully here in the next week or two. Oscar Klefbom, who obviously has not suited up in really 2 years with that shoulder surgery, he may never play again. So those are some tough injuries on the back end that really kind of hurt the Oilers. And to begin with, they don't have the best defensive group, you know, and that's not a shot at their team. It's just Darnell Nurse hasn't played that well this year, or as well as I think Oilers fans' expectations of him are. Broberg being, not healthy obviously doesn't help. Dmitry Samorukov, you're seeing glimpses here and there, but not enough. Same thing for Evan Bouchard. So they really need some help on the back end, and that's something that I think is going to be addressed at the deadline. But none of it matters if your defense is, defense wins championships, of course. But it doesn't matter if goaltending can't win you games. That's always my saying. Goaltending can win you games. You need a goaltender that can steal you a couple wins here or there, even when your team is a little bit off. Maybe they're on the East Coast road trip. They're down in Florida. It's kind of the dog days of February before the deadline. They need to have a guy that can steal a couple points for them on those tough road trips or those tough stretches in January and February. And if Stuart Skinner is that guy, they might have the answer right in their left pocket. He just has to go out there and execute. So let me know what you guys think down below. What do you guys think is the Achilles heel of the Edmonton Oilers here in 2023? And what is the one thing that the Oilers need this season? Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to check out the rest of our videos here over the last couple of weeks. And the easiest way to do that is to hit that big red button down below, the subscribe button. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you again next time. Go Oilers.